Catastrophe has just come to an end, and the show masterfully sent our characters off with what could arguably be one of the best final seasons of a show ever. The touching episode contained a heartbreaking tribute to Carrie Fisher, and it all around felt like an amazing send-off not only to the late actress but also the rest of the characters. Throughout this video I'll be breaking down everything that you need to know about the finale as well as my thoughts on it. There will be heavy spoilers here, so if you don't want to know anything about the last episode of the show, then I highly suggest that you turn off now. But with that out the way, I'm Definition and welcome to the channel where I watch it so you don't have to. In case you're watching this just to see what the Carrie Fisher tribute was and aren't fully up to speed, here's Catastrophe in a nutshell. Decide to give it a go and start a family with one another. The show follows all the highs and lows of their relationship and is beautifully acted with an amazing undertone of black comedy to it. It's really a picture perfect example of a dysfunctional family that is very much a masterpiece of modern storytelling, and the final episode was no different. Anyway, in that final episode, the pair and their children went to Boston on holiday to discover that Rob's mother, Maya, played by Fisher, had suddenly passed away. Whilst Fisher wasn't a massive element of the show, she still provided a lot of heart to it, and behind the scenes there were rumours that the writers were having trouble handling her character's absence in it. The send-off couldn't have been better though, and in the finale, at her funeral, Rob read out a letter that the character had written about Mike Pence. It stated that, "I heard about these babies, their spines like corkscrews, but once they have these surgeries, it's beautiful. I wouldn't have to do it at all if the government gave a rat's ass about disabled kids. They'd be happy to throw them out the window. I bet Mike Pence spends his Sundays throwing disabled kids out of windows. Looks like he would, that effing microwaved apple looking ass mother effer. Her." Obviously, those who are aware of Carrie Fisher's outspoken personality know that the actress would have loved this, and fans were quick to go to Twitter to point out just how perfect this send-off was for her. Fisher was pretty blunt, and this excellent dark humour magically sums up her incredibly dark personality. Mike Pence is of course the current US Vice President, and it's pretty clear exactly what the creators of the show think of the current administration and its policies. There are more bombshells dropped after we learn that Sharon is once again pregnant and that Rob wants to move the family to Massachusetts. The beach, and after leaving their children sleeping in the car, decide to go and sit down. Sharon's how amazing and catastrophic their life together has been. Sharon then strips off and runs in as Riptides. He calls out to warn her before glancing at his car and then strips off himself and runs in after her. It's not the big rescue that you'd expect though, and the two kiss in the sea as they float away from the shore, and you can kind of tell that they're really struggling to swim back to it, but it doesn't really matter. To me, this incredible final shot of them adrift at sea sums up their entire relationship. Together they were tossed into a situation where they would have to swim against the current to survive, and even though as a whole it's pretty hopeless and they'll probably never reach their goals, they're still trying. On the shore is the picturesque life that they've always wanted, but they ignored the warning signs and went at it together to really make a go of it against the odds. It's so symbolic and pretty much the best metaphor that the creators could have used for the show, and basically I absolutely loved it. Obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the finale and if you thought it was a fitting send-off. Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed this video then please like it and make sure you check out my video on everything that you need to know before you watch The Umbrella Academy, which will be linked at the end. This is a channel for people who are never missing television, so if that's the kind of thing you like, you need to subscribe to Definition. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. You've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.